I'm actually liking this cigar better than I thought I would.
What is it?
Special, something
The
dry.
Yeah, the
We are
ghost.
live, but go on.
Yeah, the ghost from Gurkha.
Gurkha? Okay.
I didn't like the one the other week, but
The
this one
Marquesa?
is no, yeah. I didn't like it, but this one I like. So I'm gonna check out
Hmm.
some other stuff too. But again, thanks, Grey Ghost
Okay.
Precision.
You guys done now?
Well, sure.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and
Oh
start the
no,
show.
well, I had
Okay.
a crappy cigar before the show, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Swisher
Welcome.
Sweets.
Oh.
Bite me.
No, it was a Marlboro.
No, man, I stopped smoking those things. Shoot, 20
Cowboy
years
Killer.
ago?
Yep.
He's saving his
Okay.
miles.
No, it
He's
was
saving his
Hoya de,
miles.
Okay.
It was Hoya de Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
Okay, we got it now.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Roll
you
your
don't.
R's.
You don't care.
Sexy.
Let's see how many
Maybe.
minutes we can waste talking about you guys and your cigars. Should I start talking about my whiskey?
What you drinking?
You got a worm in that?
No. It's
What
just
is that?
It's just a little cup glass.
Oh,
It's like a friggin' beaker.
Yeah, it's actually a sample cup from a brew fest.
Oh, dear. Okay, cool.
yeah.
But
It's actually a
okay, who's echoing?
I told you it's going to be a problem today.
Rob, is that you?
No.
Mm-mm.
Fine.
Let's get on with the show.
No, it's not me. I'm not
Why would we
having
do
it
that? Okay.
We gonna start this thing or what?
If you guys will shut up.
Okay, fine. Mute.
Do we have to?
Exactly. Yes. Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 334. We showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else you as a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace, and in this show we'll be discussing a holster system review, some 92, a shotgun, and some hearing protection. Of course, we originally had Zane, and he dropped out about 10 times, so we said c'est la vie. So we have Tony and Rob here. And I don't know who's not muted, but what'd you
I'm
guys
not.
do in firearms?
Let's see. This past weekend with that little whatever that thing was that skirted the Florida coast. I live on the east coast of Florida, so I really didn't do a whole lot because actually the gun ranges shut down over the weekend because of the hurricane.
I thought you
Especially
were
outdoor
supposed to shoot hurricanes. That's what Zane did a few
Oh yeah,
years
we'll
ago.
go out there and shoot them with full auto guns, and that'll actually make it turn away and go away.
Whatever works.
We'll just stick Trump on him. Tell him how good it is, how beautiful it is, and just all that hot air will blow it out to sea. But no, it skirted us, and I said thank you. It didn't hurt anything. I just had some really crappy weather over here. I mean, it didn't rain, just overcast. But all right, you guys are both drinking. I'm gonna have to probably take a time out and get me something to drink.
Well,
I'm feeling like
while
left out or
Tony
something.
tells us what he did, you can go get a drink.
What I did was actually go through a bunch of my stuff. Found a couple giveaway items for the diversity shoot that I had, but I couldn't find them because they were in different places. So I consolidated. So we have this Battle Horse Knives. Actually donated one of their really nice knives, and this is going to be a giveaway item to our patrons on Patreon. And then I had some of the Spyderco knives that were donated by Car Arms because they were awesome. Car Arms donated their own version of a Spyderco Delica. They actually had that made. I don't even see it for sale on their website anymore. This is Car Arms version. If you can read it on the side, they have their logo laser. That helps a lot.
It doesn't really help.
There you go. There you go. How's that?
Yeah, that
Car
there,
Arms logo.
yeah.
And then I sent it out to my friend Dan, and he had our logo put on the other side.
Oh, awesome.
And it's numbered. This is number 2. So I'll be giving that away to someone. I already gave number 1 away to a friend of ours. He actually won it in a drawing, which was really cool. And we sent it out to him in Ohio. And this is going to be number 2. And it's for people that support us. And that's awesome. which was hilarious because I use random.org to choose names, for our patrons.
Right.
And it actually picked somebody I knew. I was like, oh my God, that is great.
Yeah.
So I sent it to him because I know why he supports us. He's been supporting us for a really long time. And he's another one of those Second Amendment ambassadors. And then, of course, you guys have heard me talk about I'm getting old and it's harder to see. So when I'm doing reviews or trying to shoot tight groups or stuff, when I zero it, it's getting harder and harder. So I picked up a Nikon 3x9 bullet compensated optic, a scope. And I had a mount for it somewhere, and I finally found it, and I installed it on the M16A4 clone. So I can't wait to get to the range and stretch its legs and try different ammo in it, because I did a 25-yard zero with the iron sights, and I really didn't like the groups it was shooting comparatively. I had, this thing is actually legit Marine Corps. It was on the way to the Marine Corps before, the company went under. And it didn't really impress me at 25 yards. And that's sad because I was shooting one whole groups with a dissipator with the 416 stainless barrel from Palmetto State Armory and an ALG trigger. And again, iron sights. So anyway, we'll see what's up.
Nice.
Awesome.
But I got a good optic on there now, and I can, do it justice at 100. Also, I'll use it for things even like the high point carbine when you zero it. I don't care. It's talk. People always ask, how does it hit at 100? It's a 9mm carbine, Chief. I mean, okay. Okay, I'll do it, but
It can be accurate. I mean,
I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I'm
Yeah.
like, who are you taking fire at 100? What are you taking fire at 100 yards? I know you're not hunting with a 9mm.
what do you mean? We shoot jackrabbits with 9mm.
Okay, never mind. Then I'll take it all back.
Coyotes, if they happen to run by when we have 9mm.
See, that's not my world, so I know about it. I appreciate you enlightening me.
I'm not saying we hit many of them, but
Well, again, something I didn't know, but now I do. So I'll go ahead and try to get those numbers now that I have an optic and a mount.
well, okay, I do have a story for you though. We were hunting, shooting jackrabbits once.
Mhm.
And I had my subgun out, right? It took me the full 30-round magazine to get the jackrabbit. I literally, after I shot it, I pulled the magazine because I was going to change it because I knew it was quite a bit, and it was empty.
Okay.
I was like, and that wasn't just one straight run either. That was 3 shots here, 5 shots here. So they were controlled groups at a running jackrabbit.
Okay.
So
And remind me never to go hunting with you, Yosemite Sam, when you're shooting a jackrabbit.
well, they're
Probably
jackrabbits.
taking 50 rounds to get a deer.
No, that's like one.
Man, Governor Cuomo would be really upset with you. It obviously takes 30 rounds to get a jackrabbit, so it might take 100 rounds to shoot a deer.
That's what you need to do next time you go testify. I got a friend that can't shoot anything with less than 60 rounds.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
It doesn't take
high capacity clipper magazines.
doesn't take 30 rounds to kill something. Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, you Chad? Yes.
Okay, well, I'll get into what I did because that was an old story. So let's see, what did I do? I wrote a review. I did not get to the range. I did finish up putting on the gun skins on the AR. So, here's a picture of the airsoft in quotation marks.
Oh, the airsoft rifle that you put it on?
Uh-huh. But when I was finishing it up, actually, here's the other side if you want. Amazingly, this Axion like MDSR, MSDR red dot came in. So I mounted it up on there. It's just a little, 2 MOA red dot. It comes with low and high mounts, just battery powered. It does not stay on. It has a 3-hour turn off, but MSRP on it is $119 or something. I think you can get them for around, I don't know, $90. So it's not like it's a duty optic, but it's here for review. So, that, and of course, here in a few months after I see if I could rip off that Gunskins vinyl wrap on that AR, we'll see what we'll get a review for it too. So that's what I did. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we're on to our announcements, which are just pretty much standard. If you like what we're doing, please go join the gunandgearcult.com to pledge your support. You can go over there, pledge your support. There's like $1, $5, $15, 25 levels. We have stickers, so if you are a cult member and send me your address, I will get some stickers out to you. I'm just got them in recently. Plus, I think in our giveaway for our Q&A show, there were a couple Patreon members that won some of the prizes, which was cool. Bandwidth sponsor, of course, is our buddies over at Patriot Patch Co. They got some new patches over there. They might have pre-orders. I'm not sure. There is the new patch of the month one. It's something about an AR as a fishing pole. It's pretty cool too. Let's see. If you're shopping Amazon, of course, please use our affiliate firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. And we also have Matador Arms and Amend 2 affiliate links that we would appreciate you using if you are buying from them. And now, here's Rob.
Wow, what a transition. Thank you, Chad.
It's terrible. I'm no Arsenio Hall or whatever.
Dude, we've been doing this for a year and a half since the old Fearless Leader quit, and we ain't got no
It's
better
been longer
since
than that. It's been like 2 years or so.
Really?
A year and a half, bro. But
Oh.
2 years. I'm figuring it's longer than that, but
I
okay.
think it
Seems
might
like
be,
that.
maybe
I don't know.
it must be 3. It's 2 or
Wow, has
3
it been that long?
because it was
Yes.
like right around this time. It was July sometime that I took it over. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised, and this is especially true on live shows. And now for a review on the Matchpoint holster system? The hell is
Yeah.
that?
It's
system.
literally a whole system.
Really? I just buy a holster, put the gun in it, put the gun on the belt, boom, have a nice day.
Well, this gives you
We're
more than
buying
that.
systems now, man. I am so far behind the times.
You're so far behind the times. Like Rod,
He's doing the Jaws thing with his knife.
I know. I'm ignoring him.
I can't.
I know. I could
I
probably.
can't ignore him. He's so funny.
Yeah. Well, isn't Shark Week coming up?
God, Tony, no, not that. No, not that.
But yes, as Rob was saying, this is from Matchpoint USA. I was looking for a holster for this particular my Timberwolf frame because it uses Glock holsters, and I ran across Matchpoint, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." They have a hybrid adjustable holster system, like I said. So I said, "Hey, can I review one of these?" They said, "Sure." They sent me like pretty much everything they make. And they have different add-ons to this different kits. They sent me their chest carry holster pack, which I don't carry chest, but I kind of put it on and tried it, and I was like, nah. But it basically uses all the same parts. It just has the chest straps in it also, and I think a few other things. But this one is on their ultimate holster pack. And like I said, it's really just missing a few pieces over that. The Matchpoint system, like I said, is a hybrid style system, meaning it's got a shell and then it's got some sort of backer on it. In this case, the shell is basically, of course, 3/4 of the holster. It's pretty much the most part with the flat backer. And it is made, the actual holster part is made from Bolatron. I had to ask him. It's a brand of Kydex, but it is compression molded, so it gets some better definition on it. You can't really see it here. Maybe in some of the pictures on the Firearms Insider you can see it. This system, the backer mounts with Chicago screws, which are pretty much your standard, little holster style screws. But it does come with two different backers. It comes with this small backer here, and then one of your larger style ones, like you would use on your typical like hybrid style holster system. Of course, for inside the waistband carry, it does come with a foamy clip if you want to mount the clip to the holster and use it, or it has the two overclip belt loops if you want to do it that way, basically. Or if you're carrying it, you can carry an appendix and it just uses one of these. I actually have a different company's clip on it right now, but that's a complete different story. I didn't carry an appendix, so don't. I'm not even going to go into that. But I did buy a set because they would have sent them, but I did buy a set if I can find it. They make a, what do they call it? It's a it's their infinite carry loops. So there's like soft loops. You mount it on there, and then you can see it undone, and it's a soft loop, and it just clips over this little screw here and looks something like that. And they work very well. That's usually what I carry it with. I just had this clip and was trying something different, and it happens to be on it. I do like their infinity soft loops. If you want adjustability in your holster, this holster pack or their holster is perfect for you. The backer are made from proprietary material. It's got injection molded plastic properties, but it's flexible like leather. You can actually see it's pretty flexible. Here, they call it Comfort Tough 420, which means nothing to me, but and like I said about one of my favorite things is the infinite options you have. You see all these holes in the backers. This one too. You can basically adjust this holster or other holsters on this thing however you would like, basically. These holes, you can adjust the ride height, make it lower, higher, more cant, all you got to do is move these to different places on the backer or move the little clips different spots. If the holes don't line up, it's because it's perfectly. If it's flexible, so you can put a screw in it, the little Chicago screw, and it'll bend a little bit and not cause any problems. Basically, you could spend hours adjusting this if you felt like it. I spent quite a bit of time adjusting it here and there just to try it out for the review. I did settle on basically this to carry it with. Like I said in the review, I think I've had it for about 3 months. I do carry it off and on with this Timberwolf small framed pistol. It is only made for Glock pistols right now, small framed Glock pistols. I've carried it both with the wider backer and the smaller backer. Of course, both ways worked fine for me. The larger backer was a little longer than I liked for a hybrid style holster. You could cut it and then hit it with some slight heat and smooth out the edge if you wanted to. So it's kind of cut to fit if you would like it to be. I did cut a little section off and smooth it out just to make sure you could do that. And it worked fine. Basically, like I said, I used this and carry it inside the waistband. I did start with the foamy clip, which is your standard clip, which I have laying here somewhere. Your standard, belt clip that you clip on. And then, of course, I went to their push to lock soft loops. That's just personal preference. I don't think the soft loops conceal as good as the foamy clips. My personal preference. But I didn't knock it because of that, because that was my choice. But as for concealment with the foamy clip or this, It's not the most concealable holster I've had. It's not bad. It's just a little blocky. You can kind of see it in one of the pictures where I have it inside the waistband. You can kind of see it. Nothing terrible, but blocky for my taste. It did conceal a little better when it was in the hybrid style with the larger backer. That made it a little more concealable. And the lack of concealment I figured was from this kind of blocky style right here, so it just kind of doesn't form so nice around your pants, or vice versa. Not a huge deal. It does come with their multi outside the waistband loops too, so you can hook it to like the backer and hook it outside the waistband. You can hook it to here, and same thing with the adjustability. I put them on, tried it. Yeah, it worked fine. I did not carry that way. But I think these carry loops, if you were to put them on something like a solid Kydex outside the waistband holster, they would work awesome with the adjustability and stuff they have in them. Now, as far as the holster, they did send a bunch of other extras with it. Some of them come in the holster pack, some do not. They sent this accessory mounting plate, which basically has the holes in it. It's stiffer. This one has 1.5 inch belt loops. It's about 6 inches long, about 2 inches wide. Numerous holes, of course. This and the other products that I'll discuss here are made from Tough Max 720, which basically same material, just stiffer. The amp, as they call it, the accessory mounting plate. You can mount mag pouches to it. You could mount a knife sheath to it. What I think probably the best option for it is you can mount a tourniquet holder to it, and then you just put it on your belt sideways. You got it right there for you. That's, basically anything you might want on your belt that you want some adjustability to would be good. Now, not included in the ultimate pack, but included with the chest pack that they did send is a tactical mounting plate, or tac amp. I don't happen to have one of them, but it is this little plate. There's 2 of them here because this makes up their little tack book, which we'll talk about in a second. What it is it's a 5x3 panel. It's got 200 holes in it. And what it does is these little slots up here or on the side make it so you can attach it to mole panels or PALS webbing, whatever you want to call it, which I thought was pretty cool. The slot system works pretty good. You don't need any tools. It's very secure. It's a pain in the butt to get on and off. I do have that particular panel. I mounted a Kydex holster on it, and it's in the backpack that I reviewed a couple weeks ago because it has mole inside it. I put a full-size pistol in it. It doesn't move. I mean, basically, there is that. You can also tie like shock cord to it, attach stuff like flashlights, pens. And here is the other thing that I was showing you, which is this tack book, which is basically 2 amp plates, and they're just hooked together with some Velcro. So you could like mount one side and then fold it to get access, but still be somewhat protected. Stuff like that. I still haven't found a use really for this tack book, but hey, it's here and someday I will. They got a few good ideas on their website. So if you're into adjustability or you want something with lots of options, you definitely should check out the Matchpoint holster. Of course, you have to be right-handed or carry on the right hand, and you have to have a Glock. I mean, I think it would work really good for somebody who likes to experiment, or like maybe beginners that don't know for sure how they want to carry, because they can work with it and see which they like best. The options are pretty much endless. And like I said, they do have a lot of good information on their website about this material and their holsters. So we'll get into the Firearms Insider 8 key points. Claim to fame, of course, multi-adjustable holster system. Target market, those wanting comfortable holster with a variety of options, basically. Features and benefits, multi-adjustable holster system. It is flexible backing, mounting holes everywhere. It does come with the outside the waistband loops, foamy clips, overhook belt clips, 2 different backers, and the amp plate. You can buy all these parts individually if you would like. I could not find anything worth noting on other reviews, etc. And here's kind of one thing that's cool about it that I didn't mention in the review because it's down here. The price point. It is $49.95 as reviewed. You can get just pretty much this holster and this backer for like $34.95, and then you can go up to the complete chest rig, which is $79.95. And if you just want individual parts like your backer for one of your hybrid holsters died or got wet and swelled or something, which this won't do, you can just buy the backer. All kinds of different stuff. So if you want one now or need it now, contact Matchpoint USA. Our rating, pros, made in USA, multi-adjustable. The price is good. It's impervious to oils, sweats. It is flexible, and the open holster design for different barrel lengths. It's open at the bottom, so you can put it like a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 or even a 34, whatever you feel like you would want to carry. The cons, it's a little bulky on the shell, and it only fits the right-hand Glock pistols for now. So I gave it a score of 7, which is good. And you guys are up if you have any questions.
I was trying to figure out why it was bulky. The shell itself, if it's only for Glocks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like 19s, 17s, and 34s. That's one width. I was checking out. Now, this is a cert pistol, not a real pistol, so hopefully they don't shut us down.
Oh, they will.
But this is a cheap Walmart, what you call this thing? Black Hawk faux Serpa. And it's not bulky if you take the back off.
Just,
so I'm like, why is that?
Bulky here. It's more this square kind of is what kind. Yeah, it's kind of what made it kind of bulky is this attachment here. Like if it was kind of, I know it's made so that you can actually get the gun in it, but if maybe it were tapered more at the edge, stuff might lay a little better. That's the only reason.
Yeah, because the resolution,
right.
The resolution is horrible, so I can't really see it. It looks like you videotaped it on a potato.
Right? Well, this doesn't help much either, but it's
okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's
especially
with
right
3
here.
C's. What's up with that?
And that's where the trigger goes. I mean, let me put my other airsoft pistol in this and see if you can get a picture without me in the way.
Nice.
Yeah. See, and it's not like it's wider than the gun, really. It's just.
Well, instead of
it just seems that way the way you said it. Yeah.
Right, and that's probably and it's just kind of right here in the trigger guard area. I mean, but for the price, it's like I said, it still conceals okay. It's nothing, it's just not as good as some of the other holsters I've used. But like I said, I can tell you that I didn't put in the review that only 2 people said anything when I was carrying it. And they're people that don't count. Because because one was,
they knew you were carrying.
Well, it was my daughter and my son. And
one, I don't appreciate you talking about my daughter like that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Tony. It was your daughter and my son.
Yeah, she always counts.
I'm still waiting for those checks.
They're in the mail.
Yeah. But besides that, I really do like everything else about this. I mean, it's pretty cool actually how they do all this stuff. And the ability to buy just the backer or Like I saw, like, these plates and all that stuff's pretty cool. That's it. So, I guess we're done with the Matchpoint Ultimate Holster Pack review, and now we can get into the product spotlight and discussion. Not reviews. We're just product spotlighting here and maybe discussing stuff. First up, we have the Langdon Tactical 92 Elite with red dot optic slide. Phew, that's a mouthful. MSRP $14.95 to $20.80, depending on the options you get. So, as you can guess, this is a Beretta 92 worked over by Langdon Tactical, and they cut the slide for a red dot sight. I do believe it is cut for an RMR footprint, if I remember reading correctly. Of course, now my eyes are all blurry on here. I don't know why I do this to myself, but that's what happens when I get on these websites. Here we go. Years. Let's see. The height above the center of the bore is 0.85 inches with a Trijicron RMR. So it's pretty low. They re-engineered the firing pin, firing block for secure mounting of the adapter plate with 3 mounting screws. It's got a front dovetail and a center indexing boss milled into the slide, so you can index it with your actual suppressor sights or whatever they are. The plate has a built-in backup rear sight that matches up with the new front Langdon Tactical sight system. It does not come with a red dot sight for you guys that are wondering. It has an optimized performance trigger bar, 13-pound hammer spring. It ships with 3 18-round magazines. Depending on which models, it does have a bevel model that includes NP3 parts and trigger job. All of them, it looks like, have a trigger job. They're in stock and ready to ship. Shipping time frame is 3 to 6 weeks. Some of the others are more, 6 to 8, 2 to 4 weeks out. You have a bunch of different options in the price range. Basically, the base model, red dot optic trigger job. Then you go up from there with carry bevels, trigger jobs, NP3, or you can run full-size Centurion or compact with those models. It looks like, depending on price, etc. Zane has never showed back up, so I don't know if he will say much about it. I think Langdon Tactical does nice work. I am not a big Beretta fan, so I'm the wrong person to probably talk about this. I know Tony probably likes this when it's strapped to his back with duct tape.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
All right, when I got out of the Marine Corps and I wanted to buy a personal carry gun, of course, size didn't matter because I'm bigger than the average bear. So I went and looked at Beretta 92, a Glock 17, and a P226 in a 1911. Didn't like the double action, single action trigger pull, mainly because I wasn't trained on it. And I thought the trigger pull was really long on a Beretta 92. Fast forward many years later, yes, it has a bigger grip, but that's not a problem for me personally. But it still has a longer trigger pull, which of course I learned to shoot because I have CZ75s now and I can do that. But nothing still motivated me to buy that Beretta because of the first time I tried it out. Because again, I went through boot camp. We had 1911, so the Beretta was the new gun when I got out. Wasn't really impressed by it until I think last year when I was teaching a class and one of the guys showed up with it and I actually got to put more rounds than just a few through it and I was impressed by it. But I'm like, why would I buy that when there are better guns out there? And then we heard about, or I found out about Langdon Tactical and the work they did on the Beretta 92. And it was like, oh, the trigger now has a great trigger job. He did a lot of things on it, little tweaks to it. I'm like, okay. I was talking to Steve Fisher about it. Steve was like, yeah, if you're going to go with a Beretta 92, spend the extra money and get one done by Langdon. Cool. But there are other still guns out there in this price range that have those tweaks. CZs have those tweaks. Higher end, because we're talking the $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 range. You can get a lot of other pistols there, but I still kind of want a Beretta 92 because of what it is and because I'm introducing like a lot of different people with diversity shoots to these guns. But I have to be able to build on something. I need extra options. And then everyone knows, or excuse me, if you don't know, until this redesign, there was no way you can mount a red dot optic low on a Beretta 92. So Langdon went to the drawing board and they did some amazing work that allowed this to happen. And I think this is going to open the doors for a lot of people with this, especially you can also have it on the 92X. You can have it on the 92A3. So, yeah, I think this is really cool. It doesn't break the bank. What is it, $300 and something to have it done?
Oh, if you just
to have the slide work done if you already have a Beretta.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that, but yeah, something like that.
So again, doesn't break the bank, and you can make your Beretta now work with a red dot. I think it's awesome. Will it make me pull the trigger on this? It's a lot of dough for the diversity shoot. You know what I'm saying? To introduce this gun to it. But understand, not only do I have new shooters, I have guys that already run guns that might want a 92. So this would be a step in the right direction. Plus, it looks really cool, and that still gets butts in seats because remember, my diversity shoot is about getting people to show up and getting involved. So would I do it if I had the money? Heck yeah. I think it's a great thing, especially if you have a 92. Or if you're new to guns and you're about to drop that dough anyway, because we're bringing in a lot of new shooters now. And some people go, yeah, I want to buy the best. I want my first gun. I want to buy once, cry once. Well, here you go. I mean, really, here you go. It's a top of the line Beretta 92 with all the bells and whistles and one-stop shopping.
Woohoo. Rob, you got anything?
I owned a Beretta, didn't like it, sold it. This doesn't make me interested at all in having a Beretta. I just didn't like the way it felt. I didn't like the way it shot. I didn't like anything about it.
It has
Plus,
a wide
when
grip.
I look at these red dots on it, to me it looks awkward. It looks like you're trying to put a bowling ball on a pencil. I mean, it's just, on a Glock, on FN, it looks like it's just part of the slide. This, it looks like, how do we make this thing fit on here? Okay, here we go.
Well, I think part of the reason it looks weird is because the way the Beretta slide is
the way
fairly
it's designed,
thin,
I understand that.
And then it's cut under, so it just, no matter what kind of red dot you stick on there, it's going to stick out on the side.
And of course, you got to understand, your Beretta 92 really is a 60, 70-year-old design at this point, because before the Beretta 92 came out, it was what was it, the M1951 or something like that? I mean, they've had this same look for a really, really long time.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so...
I just have no desire to spend $1,400 on a pistol. $1,400 to $2,000 on a pistol.
Yeah, it depends on which, options you pick.
Yeah.
Got you.
Right.
But truthfully, you get an old Beretta 92, a Beretta 92 for, let's say, well, I have no idea what they cost now since the world has lost its mind.
Oh, this is probably a deal.
yeah, I'm talking. But see, because of what Langdon does, you can get their trigger job in a bag, and then, all right, so that part's done. Now you have the trigger job that Langdon puts on these to make them awesome. Later on, you can buy this slide to get the red dot on. I mean, you can do it a little at a time with Langdon Tactical and the kits and everything they sell. So I think that's pretty cool, and I just like the work he does. So that's that.
Sounds good.
And if you don't like a 92, hey, a 92 is a thick sucker, baby.
Yeah, that's part of the reason.
Like I said, I shot it for many years at work, and I just don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you like them, I think this is one of the better ones to buy. I will say that. So that was the new Langdon 92 Elite LTT Red Dot Optic Slide version. Next up, EAA is importing a Churchill 220 field 20 gauge shotgun. MSRP is $414. I put this in here because, one, it's something I would probably buy, depending on, it's basically your stripped down semi-auto field 20 gauge shotgun. Like I said, it is semi-auto. It's got a front bead sight, vented rib barrel, synthetic stock forend. You know, it does come with some sort of mobile choke tube threads. So I don't know if it comes with choke tubes, but it has some sort of standard thread for them. It says you can get a camo version. I don't know if they show that one in here yet. It is manufactured by a car, so it's Turkish, if I'm seeing that correctly. Let's see here. Yeah, all they show is the blue-black versions, 20 gauge. They do make one. You can get 24, 26, or 28-inch barrel lengths. Basically, if these things function well for like upland game, I think this would be an awesome shotgun. I did not see anywhere where it said the weight of it. Now, I could be seeing things, but I've been known to miss stuff. But besides that, Turkish shotguns are not as bad as some people say. I actually had one before, and it worked fine. Not one of these, but hey. So that's, if you're an upland game hunter, want something inexpensive, I mean, you could shoot clays with it too if you want to get somebody into it that maybe doesn't want to shoot a 12 gauge. Something like that might be worthwhile. If I see one, there's a good chance I might pick one up. I don't know what you guys have to say about it, but
Well, I've owned one. Here's the thing: the Turkish companies, man, they sell to a lot of people, just like Rock Island does. I mean, they are the manufacturers for a lot of different companies' frames, and the Turkish companies. I think a car not only is the name of the bad guy in Aladdin, but it also is. No, I'm just joking. It's also, I think they used to do Charles Daly. They used to do their shotguns.
They're 12 gauges.
Yeah, they're 12 gauge shotguns. Now, I have one, and I picked up from ATI. ATI had them for a while. They called them something, a bunch of letters and numbers, GS something, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, when they discontinued their line of them, because either redesigned or another contract or whatever they do, they got rid of them for $99 for a 12 gauge pump shotgun.
Ooh.
So I picked it up because I wanted. I have a Winchester 1300, and it has the long barrel on it, and I wanted something for home defense. And I was looking for another Winchester barrel, and a Winchester barrel by itself was $200, and this gun again was $99. So I bought the $99 one. I've taken it to classes. I've trained people on it. I've taken it to different shoots, and it's running, man. I didn't put a large diet of buckshot in it, but I have, if you scroll back through my social media, what I did was pattern it, and I bought a bunch of different types of buckshots and shot them. I shot some slugs, and I ran through a lot of rounds just to check it out. And then, of course, I went and just shot clays with it. So they hold up. And again, other manufacturers that you do know get Turkish shotguns and put their names on the side. Yeah. So this has been around. And for the price, even at MSRP, because again, we're in the middle, if you listen to this later on, we're in the middle of the pandemic craze that'll probably go on until November or a little after November.
So is it Gundemic, or what are we calling this now?
I don't know. Everybody comes up with cute little names. Hey, people buying stuff, and this is going to happen every few years. If you're getting into this is what happens. I look at it as a decent deal to get you in on a semi-automatic, because there's different levels of this, and we all know that, different levels of the gun purchasing game. And I think you probably wouldn't be doing bad if you get this, because it's just your shotgun. It's not something that looks like an AR. You know what I'm saying? So traditional shotgun, semi-automatic. I'm not saying it's band proof. I'm just saying it's later on down the line before they get to it.
There you go. Rob, yeah. Do you hunt
$400 for semi-automatic shotgun?
Do you hunt upland game?
Not really, but I mean, $400 for a semi-automatic shotgun, 20
it
gauge.
Yeah.
Pretty good price. I mean, if it works real good, I mean, it should last a while. I'm guessing it should last a while. Now, if you're Zane and shoot reduced recoil, it'll probably last you forever.
Well, this is like the perfect shotgun for Zane. One, it's already reduced recoil because it's 20 gauge.
Yeah.
Now, the downside to buying some of these circus shotguns is accessories.
Right.
You're not going to get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be the accessory thing and the aftermarket thing. But it
Right.
comes with enough features just as a solid upland game, 20 gauge, 12 gauge, whichever one you buy or whatever. Just buy it and shoot it, dude. Everything doesn't have to be accessorized. Shoot your guns.
Exactly.
Something like this, shoot it, have a good time with it. If you break it, whatever. But
Exactly.
my only concern or my only complaint is the picture they've got of this person holding the shotgun and shooting it in the woods. They've got just a little tip of the butt against. Looks like it's in the shoulder pit.
Don't forget that there's no eye protection in it. I don't see any hearing protection either.
Well, I don't care about the eyes and the ears. If you want to go blind and deaf, fine. But
okay.
I mean, you know, it's like, dude.
Yeah,
gonna...
and it makes you wonder if they like took that picture when he was like mounting it or unmounting it, because the way he's in it does not look like you would shoot it.
I wouldn't shoot a gun like that.
That's gonna hurt. Yeah, and you wouldn't show somebody how to shoot a gun like that.
Oh, I'd watch him though. Hold on, let me get my camera out and record this.
Oh, you're nice. So that was the EAA Churchill 220 field shotgun, or whatever you want to call it by somebody else. Next up, Pro Ears brought out their Stealth Elite hearing protection. Yeah. MSRP is $159.99. And I actually contacted them after I saw this press release and they're going to send me a set to review, because I was like, if I shoot shotguns, over the ear headphone earmuffs never work very well for me. So I have to wear earplugs. Well, these are exactly kind of what I'm looking for. You know, they're an earbud style system. They use a number 10 battery with the time is 80 plus working hours. Not, which is fine. They have a bunch of noise reduction. Their noise reduction rating is 28. So there is that. So it's decent. They do have a USB rechargeable piece for like listening to music or talking on the phone. Of course, the USB has a working time of about 5 hours, but that's separate from the headphone itself, as opposed to the cutting out sound noise while you're shooting. Those take about 2 hours to charge. It uses hybrid circuitry. It only weighs 28 grams. They come with a 1-year warranty. They have a 5x amplification or have noise isolation microphones, and their IPX6 rating, which is like spraying water. So basically, you can be in the rain all day with these, and they're not going to stop working. They use a compact earbud foam for universal fit. They don't block the ambient noise because of their system. It says they have easy to use controls. It uses miniature circuitry. The isolation mode lets you immerse yourself in your music or, whatever, because basically it turns everything off. So they're just earplugs except for music or whatever's coming through them. The 5-time amplification lets you hear quieter sounds from a distance, like if you're hunting or shooting competition where you want to hear people, but it still protects your hearing against the loud sounds. Bluetooth, noise reduction, water resistant. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. It says they have a windshield which blocks some of the wind noise. And it has an awareness mode which allows ambient sounds to pass through while you're listening, but still, of course, cuts stuff out. Basically, these things sound like everything I want when it's either hot outside or, I am shooting something that I don't want to wear over over-the-head earmuffs. So I am super excited to get a pair of these and do a review later in the future. What about you guys?
I was looking at it. It seems like something I'd be interested in too because of the lightweight. Because I saw the ones with the other ones they sell with a big kind of neck collar on it with the small, and I'm like, that looks like it would be just heavy and annoying on the back of my neck. I don't know if it would be. And over the head, dude, I have dang, not Peltors. Wow, they're right there, and I can't even see them. Something Pro, the ones you pick, almost everybody picks up.
Oh, geez, the Howard Light.
Yeah, Howard Lights Sports. I picked those up. And then one of the Howard Light reps gave me another pair, one of the more expensive pair. But it makes no difference, dude. When I'm teaching a class and I'm like 4 hours in, this thing is just squashing the snot out of my head, man. I mean, you take it off, you put it on your arm or something. They have the belt loop, but that's not happening with me. So you're just holding these things. And I'm like, when I'm doing a diversity shoot, and I'm up in front of the class, and I'm talking to people, and then once we disperse to the range, I'm in and out of the range all the time and trying to hold these things. I put them down. Someone takes my earphones and they take them in the range. These would be great because I can just leave them in like I sometimes leave the earphones on my phone in. So they're not going to bother me. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, hey, send me a pair too. But no, I mean, I'm checking it out and I'm like, this seems like something I'd like. And then when you look at the price, other companies cost almost twice as much, or at least $100 more than this.
Right, and the thing I get is what's a good set of over the ear muffs cost? They're like $100.
Oh, a good set? I wouldn't know. Yeah, about $100 for a decent set.
Right.
Again, the sports, the Howard Light Sports are okay, but I'm thinking they're okay if you're like an hour or two at the range. They're not okay 6 hours into a class, or you have a 3-day class. I know I was looking at them going, I really don't want to put these on for the third day of class.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, and like I said, I would rather something like this too, like in our cases, sometimes you could literally throw them in your bag to take to SHOT Show, still be able to hear the people at range day, stuff like that. They're small enough because you don't want to have to throw in a set of earmuffs or something because they're to take up space.
Now, the good thing that happened to me doing range day this year was I actually left my it was the last thing before I went and grabbed my bags out of the car in Trenton, fly out. I was like, oh man, my earphone, my hearing protection.
Right.
And my wife was like, look, the cop is coming to make us move, so just grab your bag and get out. So of course I fly to Vegas without my ear protection. I get there and Kevin Dixie was cool enough to let me, because he's a walker. He's a walker rep.
Oh yeah.
And he had a pair of walkers that were awesome for over the head, over the ear.
Right.
And I was walking around with those for a couple of hours, and they felt like they weren't there, but their price was, I'm thinking, $150, almost $200.
Exactly. And like me, for like SHOT Show, even though I have trouble hearing, I take I can't remember. I did a review on them years ago. They're the like molded ones that you can stick in your ear, but they're not amplified or anything. They're just a normal earplug.
Mm-hmm.
But they're only like $30 or something. And these were the percussion filter ones, so you can hear better, but nothing's amplified. So, but they're small, so I can throw them in there. It's like, okay, I don't have to worry about it. But something like this would be even perfect.
Well, the nice thing about these is you can actually use them for more than just guns. You're not going to use your Howard Light or your walkers in the gym or on a bike ride.
Hey, now I will say I do have.
I don't understand what the last two things.
I do have a set of Bluetooth over-the-head earmuffs that I use when I'm mowing the yard.
Again, something I'm totally unaware of.
Exactly.
Well, see, I pay the neighbor's kid to mow my lawn, but over the last couple of years, I have been on a fitness kick, and I've dropped probably 50 pounds.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean, you don't. These serve multiple purposes, so there is that. I thought that was kind of cool too.
And the cool thing about these is also, if you're shooting out, Outdoor range is great, and a lot of people shoot on outdoor range. But when you shoot on an indoor range, especially again when you host events like I do, and you got dudes that think it's a good idea to bring 308s in, it still gets rough, and you can put over the head muffs on top of these,
Oh,
so you
wait.
can double up without a problem. And I think that's a good thing because again, sometimes, man, in those enclosed spaces, when you got people lighting off heavy duty rifles, it's rough,
Yep.
and you have to double up, and these allow it. So I think that's also
Hey,
cool about this.
Chad, it looks like these things use hearing aid batteries.
Yeah, what's
They
the number
do.
10? I don't know what
Yeah,
a number 10 is.
it's not a 2032, so I'm confused too.
Well, I mean, I would
But
figure
that
something like this they design to have built-in batteries, or the
well,
rechargeable ones.
right, but maybe I guess not. Maybe, but you get what 80 hours of working time with them. So, I
Okay.
mean, what is that? I mean, that's 2 weeks of
That's
work
yeah,
if you
that's multiple classes. I mean,
right. And I don't know what I was gonna look up what the batteries cost, but I'll get that in the review. Uh, but like we said, the Bluetooth thing is rechargeable, but you can disconnect it too and just have the headphones. Or
yeah, I wonder what it sounds like because again, Kevin let me use the walkers, and then there was another company at the range. I forget what it was. It was right in front of the
it was probably
Springfield Armory,
3M, wasn't it?
I think, and they had one with Bluetooth and everything, and it was not as good as the Walker. And then I did the phone call because my wife called me there, and I'd synced it up with my phone, and it sounded horrible.
Ah, yes,
And then I shot a video using it. You know what I'm saying? I shot a
yeah.
video using it, and I used a built-in microphone, and it sounded like I was, a World War II correspondent coming to all the men and women at sea, and it was
Hey, at
horrible.
least you sounded cool. Okay, so like I said, they are sending me a pair. So here in the future, you'll get an actual review of these. That was the Pro Air Stealth Elite. Now we're going to get back to the listener feedback. Rob sent this one in. It's from Sam. He asked, "Why does Rob like the 5.7 round so much?" I may have changed it a little bit, but
You get the point. No, that was a listener that reached out to me on Instagram,
yeah, that's what you
and
said.
apparently people wonder why I. Hey, look, if it's weird, I
Zane's
like
not
it.
here.
No,
Well, and the thing is,
if dude, I've got 44 Magnum, I've got 30 carbine pistols, I've got 50 Action Express Desert Eagle. I love it. Um, this is a fast round. It's a flat shooting round. It's fun as all get out to shoot. You put it in a short barrel PS90. Oh man, that's just a fun gun to go to the range with and shoot. I mean, I put it in people's hands. First thing they do is they see the round and they look at it and they're thinking it's going to be like a 223 or a 556 round and like punish them. They shoot it and it's like, oh wow, this is nice. I mean, I put it in I was with a friend of mine at her house and she was a retired U.S. Marine Corps. She looked at it in the first round. She shot, squeezed it off, and went, and then was, oh, this is a nice light shooting gun. Next thing I know, she's back draining me out of the ammo that I bought. And I'm going, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I bring that all for you to shoot.
It's like, calm down, girl. All ammo ain't free no more. You're out now. You're no longer in the military.
Yeah, this was a while back, but yeah, still, the 7.6, the 5.7 by 28 is an expensive round. Now it's not as cheap, not as expensive as you can buy 9mm for nowadays, because I've got a crap load of it that I've been saved up. 9mm is about what, 60, 70 cents a round right now? Holy
70
cow.
cent a round, up to $1 a round on, darn, who was it? Alamo is charging almost $1 a round for
yeah,
Hey,
Blazer
Tony, can I get
FMJ.
that ammo I bought for the diversity shoots back?
nope.
New phone, who this?
If you go to the diversity shoot when he has it, you can maybe get some of it back. Like,
But no, I mean, I like it. It's a fun round. It's great to shoot. Nice, flat, fast. The only thing is, like right now, the guns are expensive, true, and the ammo is in best times is between 30 to 40 cents a round. If you buy. Mhm.
Yeah, I went to FN's range day when it was here in Jersey at Low Leg Harbor at Shooters, Shout out to them because they're always good to me. Went to Shooters, and I guess it was badly advertised, but it was just me and the FN rep, and we went out to the range, and I cranked through a couple boxes of 5.7 and the handgun, and man, it's so much fun. I mean, it's not 22 fun because when you're shooting a 22, you're shooting a 22, and it is what it is. This is different. This is 22 shooting up, turned up to 11. It's just fun.
And the thing it has over like Zane's not here, but he would say something to the effect of, "Oh, it's just a 22 Magnum," but the 5.7, even if you compare it to that, it has a standard primer and it's standard center fire, so you don't get the problems that rimfire ammo has.
No.
So it's an advantage over that. And I don't have much experience with it. I have shot a few things with it. And like you said, there's not much recoil. I just wish the price of the ammo was cheaper. Then
I'm not going to argue that. Well,
I
only that,
I
but
would
if you're
consider
into
it.
reloading, you've got to wash the ammo out with Dawn dishwashing soap. You just can't tumble it because they put a special lacquer coating on the ammo to make it feed right. So I don't even bother reloading it.
And the other thing is, I've shot 22 Magnum semi-automatics, that Kel-Tec.
Oh yeah,
whatever, blah blah blah, 30.
PMR 30.
Yeah, I shot that, and it is fun. But when that feeds, it still has feeding problems every now and again. And because it has those thin walls on it, when it does a stovepipe, it actually bends around, and that thing is useless. You have to toss it out. You don't have those problems with the 5.7. I mean, that's what makes it more fun. So yeah, you can say it's only a 22 Magnum round until you try to shoot an entire magazine of 22 Magnum and have 3 stoppages
because of rim lock in the magazine.
And what's really interesting too is on the 5.7 that or the PS90, the magazine they have where the rounds go, the barrels,
Oh yeah, it rotates.
The rounds sit 90 degrees to the barrel.
Yep, and
you
it rotates.
get 50 rounds in a magazine. And if anybody has 10-round mags they don't need, I would love to buy them from you. Because those are fairly easily convertible to 50.
Nice. I see why now.
Because I took a 10-round magazine apart. It's the same bloody spring.
It's just got a stop in it.
There's a little piece of plastic. You take it apart. You take the little plastic plug out of it. Put it back together.
Yeah, anybody that says it's the same as shooting a 22 Magnum probably never shot one 5.7 at all. And understand, it's more than just a round. It's the gun too that fires it. That thing is fun. I mean, it's different. Everything is not tactical, Timmy, and I have to figure out how to fight off the zombie horde. Sometimes you shoot because it's freaking fun.
Even the Ruger 57 or whatever pistol is fun. I mean, yeah. So that pretty much. I shot one at range day last.
Oh, nice.
What, 6 months ago or whatever it was?
Nice.
6 months ago. I didn't wait in line for it. I fondled it. I sat in line and waited, and they had a line out the yin yang, and I just wasn't feeling it. Ended up talking to the president of Ruger. So I was like, well, I could talk to the guy that runs the company, or I can wait in line to shoot this. I'll talk to the guy that runs the company.
Whatever works, right? Okay, so next up is a multiple question. This came in during our Q&A show, but I'm getting through them. It's from our buddy Rusty O. It says, when choosing an AR barrel, what are we looking for? Well, we don't know what we're looking for because he won't tell us what he's looking for. Is it really a multi-part question that maybe you can answer? Are we looking for a barrel that is delivering tight groups or consistent performance? Just let me read all these. Will the general lightweight barrel be better if we're carrying it in the field and it's carried more than shot? Is 223 wild, wildebeest, however we want to say it, better than 5.56 for general shooting and hand loading? Button rifled or hammer forged? He forgot a few, like for cut rifling and various thing. 14-inch with a break to make 16 inches, or standard 16-inch with a comp or flash suppressor for hunting and range use. Stainless, chrome lined, or 4150 steel. Adjustable gas block or not. So, since we don't know what one is, We don't know if we're looking to shoot tight groups with it or we want consistent performance. We can't really answer that one. Now, the lightweight barrel being carried in the field that isn't carried much, isn't shot much, I would definitely say if that's what you're doing, go with like one of the Faxon ultralight barrels because you're not going to shoot it much. You're not going to shoot it enough to have it heat up and throw enough shots, which with today's materials and metals isn't really a problem anyway, unless you get it really hot. Now, as far as 223 Wild or regular 223 or 5.56, general shooting, just get a 5.56 in my opinion. If you're hand loading, I don't know which is probably better because I don't think it really matters. If you're shooting 5.56, you're going to load it. You're going to make it consistent as long as you could find 5.56 dies. Otherwise, you're going to be limited on 223 dies, and then you may not get as much accuracy out of a 5.56 chamber. Now, as far as rifling, I put links to a few articles in the show notes, so you can go there and find out for yourself because there's so many different options on rifling on how you would like it. Now, 14-inch, 16-inch, blah, blah, blah. It really is personal preference. If you ever think you might want a suppressor, make sure your pinned 14-inch has something of a quick attach for your suppressor. Me personally, I just stick with 16-inch and I don't have to worry about it. This barrel material is completely up to you. I think chrome lined is a little overrated anymore. When it was first used, I think it was worthwhile, but with today's ways of making barrels and stuff, stainless 4150 probably will treat you fine. And the adjustable gas block is yes, if you want it, you can set it and forget it, or if you want to adjust it all the time. Or if you're going cheap, just get a standard gas block. They're cheap. Okay, now Tony, Rob, you guys can answer all the questions you want. Those are my opinions, not these guys.
All right. My particular opinion is this. All right. It depends on what you want. Depends on how much you want to spend. Depends on if you're buying the barrel separately. If you're going and you're looking at like an already built upper, check out your prices. Go with quality companies. The reason I'm saying because usually quality companies have better barrels. Like if you're messing around with PSA, Palmetto State Armory right now is in the middle of the craziness. So you're not seeing their stuff with FN barrels anymore, but they used to have FN barrels, and guess they're good. They're really good. And for the price that they were selling these for, which was like $400 for an entire assembled upper, yeah, go for it. I have a couple. As far as like the different cuts and everything, again, depend on what you're doing. When Smith & Wesson first came out with their Smith & Wesson M&P 15s, they had 5R rifling in them. And that's very, very good for what it was. And it was really accurate. If you want a general purpose gun, you don't have to go through a lot of trouble because the quality is up high. If you want to compromise, you can go with the gunner barrels from Faxon, and they hit that sweet spot with lightweight, but also sturdiness that you can pump more rounds out. Let's say you want to get an all-around gun, 16-inch barrel, mid-length gas system, and you want to be able to use it for everything. Faxon could be a great way to go with their gunner barrel because, yeah, you can tote it in the field all day. You can take it to a class. You can run it through that, and the round count won't make a difference. And when we're talking about barrels in this range, we're still talking about like $125 to $175 barrel. And if we're talking a lifetime of shooting, what's the difference does that $50 make? So buy the best one you can in that range. When you go to higher end barrels, you're going to start paying for them. When you get up to $250 barrels and stuff like that, then it should be well worth it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to do precision shooting with it. But if you're still only plinking and banging it out at 50 yards, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I say buy the best you can afford and the best options you can afford. Now, I don't have much use for adjustable gas block, but if you want to put that money in it, go ahead. But understand, there's just one more thing that can go wrong because, a regular gas block, sorry, but there's nothing to adjust and very few things to break on it. Um, a solid all around gun, because here's the thing. I mean, let's be truthful. You buy one AR, you're probably going to buy more than one AR.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can't stop at just one.
Nice. Rob, you got anything after us?
Did Tony freeze?
I think he did. Well,
Oh.
just, I mean, he's
Um,
just got some cheesy smile on his face. I think he froze.
Really, I don't have much to add because my philosophy is I'm not going to get in the weeds and buy this type, that all this nitpicky stuff on rifles. I usually just buy the full rifle assembled from the manufacturer. I stick with a good manufacturer, a solid builder, Spikes Tactical, Barnes Precision, somebody like that. That usually to me they build very, very nice guns, very good guns, and reliable guns, and I just go with what they recommend. The only thing about the gas block is now I do have a gas block in a couple of my rifles, and those are the ones I run with a silencer. And the reason I do that is so I can limit the gas that goes back in the chamber because a silencer will increase gas blowback. And I go for, in those cases, I don't like the 3-position gas blocks because they're either on, off, or silence position, which I don't think it gives me enough control. So I buy the ones that have the screw valve or a twistable valve where I can just tweak it just to where I want it. So that's my only thing about the adjustable gas blocks. If you're going to have a silencer that and you want to dial it in, but for the most part, when I set them up with a silencer, that's the only way I run them. I'll take it off and put on different guns, but my 308 always has a silencer on it when I shoot it, always.
Oh,
Nice.
and you forgot 416 stainless is one of the options. That's one of those. They compare it to chrome moly or chrome line barrels and stuff like that. They don't have as long of a lifespan, but they're more accurate. I have one, and I'm talking 1.5-inch groups at 100 yards with iron sights with Walmart ammo. So, and a stock trigger. I don't even think I had the ALG trigger in that rifle. So, and what are you looking for? What is the see, people believe that everything has to be one MOA, and that's because we've been spoiled and also lied to by a lot of gun magazines in the last decade. You're not most people aren't capable of shooting that consistently anyway. And what are you doing? I mean, really, are you taking a long range rifle class? And what's long range? 300, 500? Because that used to be medium range.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I mean, we kind of answered what we could, so hope that helps, Rusty. Not that I think you personally needed to know these answers.
Yeah, Rusty just came back from a Jaeger class out in PA.
So, but now it's time for Tony to tell us about his diversity shoot that I know is hot on the press.
Yes, diversity shoot's coming up August 20th. It's the first one we're doing in Pennsylvania at the Heritage Guild in Easton, PA. Can't wait to get out there, meet new people in Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to bring a bunch of my people from Jersey, from Second Amendment groups there, because it's right on the border of New Jersey. So we're going to have a lot of Jerseyans come to PA because it's hard to get in Jersey ranges because the capacity is limited to 25% capacity because the governor there hates gun owners because he's a buck-toothed jerk. So we're going to be in PA. You have to wear a mask because the law, but we have a lot of room. We have a 100-person classroom, and I'm still limited ticket sales to 40 so people can social distance if they want to. I don't want to make people uncomfortable, especially when we're bringing a bunch of new people in. So 40 people limitation. Ticket's going to be $20 online. Going to be on Eventbrite, so that's how you can hit it up. Just follow the links. They're going to be in my IG. You can just click on it in my bio. And I can't wait to see you guys. We're going to have really cool stuff. We're going to give away stuff. We're going to have food again. I'm going to set that up. And I can't wait to see everybody. You can bring all your friends. Again, it's $20 a pop. And we're going to have raffles and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see you. Go to diversityshoot.com. Ticket sales are going to be on there also. And if you want to help us out and help support the mission, because we're going to need the resupply. Thank you, Rob, again for the donation of 1,000 rounds of 9mm. But that stuff is going to have to be replenished. But the cool thing, because the donators like Rob and the other people that helped, is I can hold off on immediately having to replenish the 9mm and the 5.56 we use. So that hopefully would take us after this craziness, and I'll be able to get ammo that's affordable again. I don't want to really. Yeah, what's up, man?
That wasn't a donation. That was a loan. I want it back.
I'll send you the brass. I got some rounds right here.
You want me to mute him?
No. I want him. I really want to say I appreciate, because I think 3 other people donated. I really wish I had the names off the top of my head. I know Rob was one. But you donated, and what you did was help me not to stress over trying to replace it after one diversity shoot. Because now the ammo has gone up from, what was it, like 19 cents a round for 9mm to almost 70 cents a round for 9mm. That's significant when I'm only getting money from GoFundMe or Patreon. So that really helps a lot, and I really appreciate it. And if you really want to help, you can join the Patreon, because again, we're giving 2 rifles away on my next show. I've written a show, I have to record it. We're giving 2 rifles away. One is a High Point, either 9 or 10mm, you choose, and High Point will send it directly to you. And we also have the Palmetto State Armory carbine kit that only requires a lower. That's a Boogaloo giveaway, and I have a Boogaloo lower from Double Star that I'm giving away. So you get an entire rifle. So that's what happens when you're a Patreon, $20 and above. And if you're below $20, we got some really cool knives from CRKT and Spyderco. So you're getting some cool stuff if you follow us on Patreon and donate to us. And I really, really need and appreciate the help that's given.
Awesome. So let's send questions, comments, feedback to us at gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't forget to pledge your support at gunandgearcult.com. Please go to iTunes or somewhere and leave us a review. We would appreciate it. Don't forget to check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network app, firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews. There's also links on that to our affiliate links, etc., etc. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And of course, thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Peace.